All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I just wanted to welcome you all to our info session for our Health and Wellness Master's program. My name is Peyton Bruce. I'm an Enrollment Services Advisor for our Master's in Health and Wellness Management. Tonight, we're going to go through some information about the program, and you're going to have opportunities to ask questions you might have about the program, curriculum, anything like that. As you think of those questions, you are welcome to just throw them in the chat and we can get to those whenever we see them as well. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, so just wanted to kind of share our mission and vision here with you at University of Cincinnati Online. We're dedicated to providing, world-class education experience. Really important to add flexibility to your guys' busy schedules. We understand everybody has life, work and things like that. So we love that we can provide that flexibility for you guys, for students all around the country and around the world. All of UC Online's programs are led by nationally recognized faculty and combine innovation, freedom of intellectual inquiry to create an inclusive environment tailored towards the need of UC Online students specifically. So with each course, students will receive tools, skills, and education to further their skill set, expand their opportunities, and enrich their local communities. Joining me today on our call is Dr. Buchanan. She is the program coordinator and also a faculty member for this program. Dr. Buchanan, did you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, sure. My name is Dr. Julia Buchanan. So I'm a faculty member and program director within this program specifically, Master of Science in Health and Wellness Management. And I also play a role as well within our overall health promotion and education program, which is kind of the umbrella program that this falls under as well. So I also have oversight of our bachelor's degree in exercise science and undergraduate degree in public health as well. All right, and I'm excited to be here. So thank you all for joining us. So I'll go into a little bit more specifically about what is health and wellness management. I think the beauty of this program is that it is applicable to a lot of different settings, and it's very broad in kind of what you want to do. But with that core, underpinning of we want to help people improve their health and well-being, right? And through behavior change or programs or, management of their individual lifestyles and behaviors and all of those good things. And so I've really, what we'll go into in another slide too, and you'll get to see the breakdown a little bit more specifically within the curriculum. But there's kind of two overarching goals within the program, and that's really to help you if you are interested in, of course, helping people on an individual basis through the skills of, goal setting and communication to help them with their lifestyle change. There's that component. And then also that management component where you'll learn kind of that leadership and management type of coursework to be able to oversee programs that focus on individual lifestyle behavior change. And it may be broad programs that focus on a lot of lifestyle behaviors, or potentially individuals may work specifically with one behavior. So maybe there's nutrition, or it's physical activity, or stress, or sleep management, all of these different things, tobacco cessation, or it could be a combination of those. But that's what we're really going to be focusing on here throughout the program. So both the lifestyle component and the behavior change component, but also learning those skills to oversee programs that target those different lifestyle behaviors. All right, so I kind of mentioned this already, but there's a couple main goals within the program. So of course, with it being a master's degree, it's that elevated skills and in-depth knowledge that would allow an individual to advance in a variety of different health and wellness careers upon graduation. But we have what's really unique about the program, and again, we'll see a little bit of this when we go into the curriculum, but it really is an interdisciplinary program. So while our core coursework is going to be, we need to meet specific competencies related to the goals of health and wellness coaching and wellness leadership and that management piece, we actually pull the set of electives that you get to choose from a lot of different disciplines. So what's really neat about course, health and wellness in general, it's multifaceted, right? So we have to address it as such. And so we really were intentional when we were designing our list of electives and approved electives within the program, is pulling from a lot of different disciplines. So we have courses from business, we have courses from our public health program on campus. There are some courses out of our psychology department and College of Medicine. And so you'll be able to learn from a lot of different disciplines, just depending on kind of how you want to tailor the degree to what your career goals and interests are. And we'll help you do that. But, you know, again, I think it's really important, but also to, again, learn from in an interdisciplinary way, but also, as that last bullet point states, you know, in the core, we're really learning also how to apply research and interpret research and understand, you know, evidence and to be able to apply it in whatever setting that you're going to be working in, to drive that lifestyle change, or if you're working in an individual one-on-one environment, coaching and things like that. So being able to both interpret that research and also the knowledge that you're learning and apply it in a way that, you know, again, helps people and directs that behavior change for them.
So yeah, just some of the program highlights. So it is 100% online. So it is 100% online, asynchronous. So you're not required to come to campus for anything. You know, you're not required to log on any specific time. So really flexible with your schedules. You know, we know that you guys all have a lot going on. So there are part-time and full-time scheduling options. So you can take 1, 2, 3, 4 classes per semester. You know, it's really up to kind of you and what you want to tackle. But obviously you could switch per semester. So you could start at 2 and then go to 3, really flexible, you know, for you and whatever you might need. Also, you learn strategies to better the health and behaviors of individuals with this program through, you know, curriculum and different opportunities you're going to have. You're going to learn to create and lead wellness programs for corporations, educational organizations, health systems, and a lot more. You're going to develop client-centered health and wellness coach skills that center around effective goal setting as well. Gain advanced knowledge for various lifestyles, interventions, you know, that can prevent some of those manage chronic diseases. And then we have start to graduation support. So every student gets what's called a student success coordinator. And basically they're kind of like a liaison between you, you know, and campus, you and the professor. So any questions you might have about how do I submit an assignment? How do I log on to my portal? They're going to be with you through the entire program to make sure you understand, you know, how online learning works. And just kind of a quick curriculum overview for this program specifically. It's a total of 30 credit hours, 10 classes. And then kind of as Dr. Buchanan mentioned, you have a little bit of flexibility in those classes as well, which she's going to kind of go over some of that curriculum with you.
So as I was mentioning before, we have the core courses there, which is actually the first 6 courses listed here. And those are going to be 18 credits. And so those all come from the Health Promotion and Education program. And then, as I mentioned before, there's a list of several different interdisciplinary electives that you can choose from. And so kind of go through and touch on some of the key courses here in the core that every student will take. So innovative wellness leadership goes into different kind of concepts related to, of course, effective leadership, but also theories and concepts surrounding innovation and how we can kind of apply that in the context of health and wellness settings and leading health and wellness programs within our different organizations. And so that is that course, as well as wellness and chronic disease, the courses that are going on right now this fall semester. Wellness and chronic disease is presenting the content related to various lifestyle related chronic diseases and the wellness related or behavioral interventions that you can utilize with clients to help, again, prevent or in some cases manage those chronic diseases. So everything from diabetes and cardiovascular disease, kind of go through the whole gamut there within that course, specifically in that content. The second course listed there, which is HP 7040, it's Social and Behavioral Foundations of Public Health. So really looking at some of those theoretical constructs related to behavior change, as well as large scale kind of program planning and how we can utilize these different concepts and theories and different models as well, and apply those to what we're doing out in the community or with our clients. HP 7075 is that course I was talking about related to interpreting research. And so evidence-based practice and interpreting research in health and wellness. In this program, it's really more of an applied program where it's not necessarily focused on doing research, but interpreting and being able to apply that research in the settings that we're working in. And so it's again, looking at various research studies and how to pull out that evidence so that we can make informed decisions about the interventions that we're utilizing and best practices and things like that. So the last course here with the core is HP 7002, which is Culture, Equity, and Vulnerable Population Health. We know that in any setting, there's going to be a wide range of different individuals and needs of different populations, and we need to be sensitive to that. And so that is another key core component. So that kind of rounds up our 6 courses, or our 18 credits within the core. As Peyton mentioned, it's a 30 credit hour degree. So you have 12 credit hours remaining where you'll be able to choose from that list of interdisciplinary electives. And we've selected electives that, as I mentioned, the 2 kind of major buckets that this program prepares students for. It's both the health and wellness coaching component and the guided behavior change component, and then the health and wellness management type of component. So you get those core concepts covered within the 6 courses that I already mentioned, but then depending on what you want to focus in a little bit more on, or maybe it's a mixture of both, that's how you can really go about choosing your electives. And so they're not all listed here. We had, for the sake of space, we couldn't list them all out, but if you go onto our website, you can find that whole list of electives. So everything from management courses and leadership in organizations, or human resource management, if you want to work more in corporate or employee wellness. We have a course that actually comes out of our public health department and one out of our College of Nursing related to telehealth. So we know that there's been a lot of innovation in regard to telehealth and working remotely with individuals in that regard. So understanding, some of the legal components and how to deliver, telehealth in this kind of sense, and applying it to health and wellness. If you want to go more into specific content areas such as women's health, or even thinking about the science and practice of mind-body medicine, and you're more interested in that mental health component, there's courses in that. So you really get to kind of pick and choose whether you want to focus in on more specific things related to health and wellness content, skills related to health and wellness coaching. There's another elective option in motivational interviewing, or in more of that management piece and that leadership piece. So it's really kind of up to you and where you feel like. We know that every student is coming in with different, levels of maybe experience or different career goals. So we want to be able to give you that flexibility to kind of, again, tailor those electives based on those different focus areas. And so you may want to do a mixture of both or focus completely in one area. It's really up to you. But that core, again, just as kind of to reiterate, the core set of 18 credit hours will give you those baseline skills and competencies, both in health and wellness coaching and wellness leadership.
Awesome. So just kind of to go over the admissions requirements for this program. So the first thing that we like to make sure students know is there's no GRE required. So just for those who don't know, it's a graduate exam. We do not require that. So there's no need to take a test or anything like that. They're looking for, a bachelor's or master's degree from a regionally accredited institution. You can come, from any bachelor's degree. There's nothing like specific. You fill out an online application. So what you'll do is you'll kind of create an application login information, and it's all within a portal where you will submit all of your different materials. So you have a letter of recommendation, it could be from a supervisor, an old professor, something like that. You'll also have a goal statement, and that's going to be about a page, really expressing, why are you interested in the program? What drew you to the program? What are your goals? What are you hoping to do after you graduate? Things like that. You'll also attach a resume. It can just be something current, kind of showing your experience already. Even if it isn't an experience in the field, we still just like to see kind of what you're doing. And then also transcripts. So we will have any unofficial transcripts from anywhere you earned, college credit, and you can just download those straight in the portal. They do not have to be official transcripts, just unofficial ones. And then later, if you're accepted into the program, then we would have you submit official ones later, but no need to worry about it right off the bat. And then just a quick breakdown of tuition. I know there's a lot of information kind of on this chart. You also can look at this chart a little bit more on our website. This exact, chart is on there, but just kind of wanted to point out the per tuition cost. So it's only a $15 difference between, Ohio resident versus non-Ohio resident. But for an Ohio resident, you're looking at $7.46 per credit hour. And then for a non-Ohio resident, you're looking at $7.61. So just kind of wanted to show that on you guys, for you guys a little to go, full time, the full cost per semester for a full time resident in 51, and then total cost per semester for a non-resident or more is going to be 7,601.
All right, so we haven't gotten to this piece yet, but I've already alluded to the fact that the core set of courses meets the competencies to both address wellness leadership as well as the health and wellness component. So graduates finishing this degree or completing this master's in health and wellness management are prepared to sit for 2 separate credentials. And so they are the Certified Wellness Practitioner credential through the National Wellness Institute. That one's a little bit more focused on kind of that leadership or management component of wellness programs. And then also the National Board Certified Health and Wellness Coach as well. So we are actually currently under review by the National Board of Health and Wellness Coaching for program approval, and that's anticipated early 2023. So as soon as that approval finally comes through, any student beginning the program starting this fall or later will be eligible to sit for that credential upon graduation, which is that national board certification in health and wellness coaching. So it's a little bit of a lengthy process to get approval, but what I'm told is that we should hit no snags, and so we should be all good to go. But we've specifically designed our curriculum to hit the competencies for both of these credentials. All right, and so the good news is that, really in all areas of health and wellness, the outlook is really great. So, as I mentioned at the very beginning, one of the great things about this program is kind of the diversity in different settings that you can work in, as well as the different things that you can do. And our program is reflective of that with our interdisciplinary electives and our kind of 2 focus areas. But we are seeing a big demand for professionals in this area. And so Bureau of Labor Statistics is projecting a 16% growth rate over the next 5 years, and we only anticipate that to continue to grow as we see, unfortunately, growth in lifestyle-related diseases. We have an aging population, et cetera. So a lot of opportunity to do a lot of really great things out in the field. And so potential job positions for graduates of this program. And again, use this with a grain of salt. There's a lot of different names for similar types of roles out in the industry, but these are some of the more common ones. So health and wellness coach, of course, or health and wellness coach manager. Sometimes we see it listed as lifestyle coach or behavior change specialist. A lot of different wording there that's out there within the field. Health and wellness specialists, wellness program managers or directors. Sometimes see health promotion utilized there as well, or wellness operations specialist. If you're looking at corporate or employee wellness settings, corporate or employee wellness coordinators or managers. So we see a lot of different, names and titles there. And, we didn't specifically list all the settings here these individuals could work in, but everything from corporate or employee wellness settings or hospitals or clinics. We're seeing a lot of lifestyle or health and wellness coach opportunities within primary care settings or even various large health systems as well, insurance agencies, et cetera, colleges and universities. We have individuals who are working in community health, maybe with, a YMCA or a health department, more in a community type of setting. So it really is pretty broad in terms of the settings and applications of where you could work. And my contact information is here, so please feel free if there are specific things that you think of later or anything that you want to email me directly about. My contact info is there, and you're welcome to email me, or we can definitely set up a time to have a phone call or a Zoom call if we need to address any additional questions.
Some common questions that I get asked, working with students is, is there an application fee? The great thing is the application fee, originally is like $65, currently waived for our spring and summer and fall terms. So you don't have to worry about an application fee, which is really great right now. So trying to save you guys some money there.
Yeah, it's definitely a bonus. And also mentioning, since you mentioned spring, summer, and fall, there's the opportunity to start during any semester. And we have courses that run any of the semesters as well.
Another question that I get asked quite often also is, how long does it take to complete the program? And because of, the flexibility of the program, it really kind of depends on how many classes you're taking, per semester. If you're going full time, full time is going to be, 4 classes. You're likely to be finished within a year. So you're likely 3 semesters. If you're going part-time, you might be looking at closer 1.5 to 2 years, again, depending on how many classes you're going to take per semester.
That's a great point. I can't remember what the latest breakdown is, but it's somewhere around half and half. So we definitely have a mix of individuals who are going full-time and a mix going part-time. And so again, it's just whatever works best for you.
And then we have a question, what is the deadline to submit application for this spring? And it is December 12th. Also, when does the spring semester start? And that's January 9th is when classes will be, that'll be the first day of classes, January 9th.
Could you briefly walk them through kind of a step-by-step of once they receive acceptance into the program, what that looks like in terms of getting set up to schedule classes and things like that? Because I'm very impressed at how smooth of an operation that it is. So I like to highlight that for students.
Yeah, absolutely. So so basically how it works is a student is going to apply. They're going to, submit all of their different materials. And then once they're accepted, they'll get an email saying, hey, congratulations, you're accepted. And then they'll ask like, hey, would you like to go ahead and confirm your spot for the program? And that's really just a simple kind of clicking on a form saying, yes, I would like to confirm, that I would like to be in this program. And then as soon as you confirm your spot, whoever you'd been working with, so maybe you're working with me through your application process, then what I will do is I will send an email to your student success coordinator, kind of introducing you to them and letting you know that they're kind of your person from here on out all the way till graduation. And so your student success coordinator then is going to set up a welcome call with you, answer questions, kind of start looking at classes and curriculum. And then they're going to help you, set up registration for classes, make sure you don't have any questions about financial aid or, if you have certain, resources that you might need access to, they're going to be kind of your go-to person for all of that. So yeah, once you complete your application, you will be, in confirmation. So you'll confirm, and then you'll work with your student success coordinator from then on out. Another question I get, Dr. Buchanan, maybe you can answer this a little bit more. I get questions about like, do I have to have a specific undergrad degree, or like, what if I don't have any experience in health and wellness field? Can I still do well in this program?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's actually glad you brought that up, because with the application materials, I was going to say, we really do look holistically at applications. And, one of the big things is going to be that goal statement, especially if you don't have experience, in the field yet, or maybe you're not coming from a relevant undergraduate degree or related undergraduate degree, really showing that you've thought through what it is that you want to do with the degree and how you kind of thought, maybe it's not specifically, you don't have to know, right away, but just in general, what you want to do and how you want to apply it. And potentially if it's specific and you already know, that's great. But if not, just in general, just to show that, again, you have an understanding of what this degree is for and aimed at as well. But again, yeah, we'll look holistically at your, transcripts undergraduate, show that you're capable of pursuing a master's level degree in education. And then, of course, those recommendation letters, we require a couple of those. So again, if there's a professor or supervisor, someone who can speak to your work ethic and how you would fare in a master's degree or graduate program, that's really great. So those are just some things, again, but we do really look holistically at the application. So again, no GRE required, which is really nice. I think, we've found in a lot of programs nationally over the years have kind of found that it's really not a great indicator of how a student will fare in a graduate degree, because a lot of the things that you're tested on the GRE aren't necessarily relevant to what's going to be tested or evaluated in that actual degree program. But again, and really looking at what those coursework is and the aims of the careers and things like that you would be prepared to do. It's really focusing in on that for your goal statement. So that would be my advice.
Awesome. And then we have another question in the chat. So I'm going to break it up. There's a couple different questions in this. So kind of the first question is, with it being an online program, am I able to network with my peers or my professors? Like, are there opportunities for that within the online program?
Sorry, missed my button here. Yes, absolutely. Even though the courses are asynchronous, our instructors have the ability to, of course, make those connections with our students by holding regular office hours or opportunities for synchronous interaction periodically throughout the semester. So there is that. There's also a lot of, for instance, in our courses right now, we're doing a lot of discussions as well as Flipgrid assignments where there is that kind of face-to-face type of, or face-to-face with Flipgrid, but also that interaction with your peers and other students in the class. So we do, work to build that community within the program. So you do have that kind of networking and that opportunity to interact with like-minded peers in the program. Another thing is too, in certain courses, there will be the opportunities to do some group work as well. So I think one of the great things about, how connected we are nowadays, it makes it easier with the technology that we have to be able to do that. So there will be opportunities for that as well, to be able to work with individuals in the class on certain projects as well.
Awesome. And then kind of another part of the question is, the students kind of asking, like, I already have, master's, doctorate, looking for a career change, what makes this beneficial instead of, just having, another piece of paper. It's obviously difficult to break into the job market. So looking for those additional connections, what's kind of the benefit of this degree, and, is kind of the gist of what they're asking.
Yeah, I think for this particular degree, we mentioned and kind of highlighted, but one of the things we're really proud of is how interdisciplinary it is. And so I think the thing that makes it unique is that, again, it is tied to professional level credentials. So, not just getting the degree, but the ability to sit for those national level certifications is big, and credentials that would be recognized within the industry. So that definitely helps set it apart, as well as that interdisciplinary and that elective skill set. So being able to really tailor the degree to what specific skills that you're looking for or where you're looking to fill in the gaps. And then also the applied nature of the core, especially the core coursework. There's a lot of kind of practice and, skill building and things that go into applying the content knowledge to this setting. So things that you'll be able to utilize and projects that you'll do within the courses to build a portfolio to be able to take to an employer and show, how you've gained those skills. And so I think that's the other piece that makes it unique as well.
I will also mention, even as an online student, you get all of the, different resources of University of Cincinnati. And one of those resources is we have a really incredible career services center that you can access as an online or an on-campus student. And we have this whole, portal of different career opportunities, almost like a search engine. As a student, you'll have access to kind of search all of these different jobs. Through posted by, alumni, different students and things like that. So you'll have access to a very wide network of a bunch of different types of jobs all over the country. So that's also a really great resource you just get for being a University of Cincinnati, student in general.
Yeah, that's great that you mentioned that. And then also, I will say, even on a more micro level, our individual program also will have a community page where, as long as you're a student enrolled in the program, you'll have access to it. So there will be job opportunities that are posted, additional opportunities connect with others in the program, outside of the class itself or outside of individual courses. And so that's also a nice feature as well that we integrate with the program.
Yeah, we got one other question about financial aid opportunities. So, this program is financial aid eligible. The biggest thing to just note is, in order to be, financial aid eligible specifically, you have to take at least 2 classes, in order for that financial aid to kick in. So if you aren't currently working, I think Lisa, you wrote that question. If you aren't currently working with an enrollment services advisor, you are welcome to, I can, share my email as well. Your enrollment services advisor has an email with kind of FAFSA information as along with kind of, scholarship opportunities as well, that we can send your way. My email is Bruce, BRUCE, P N at ucmail.uc.edu. Awesome. And then just the next slide, just kind of wanted to kind of reiterate that our next term is going to start on January 9th. So that's for the spring. Our application deadline is December 12th. So basically what that means is you'll need to have your application in, all of your different materials in by the 12th, in order to be considered for that spring term. Again, you'll have access to this recording so you can see this a little bit more. But the websites on the screen is the website to apply. If you have any general questions, you can also send an email to our online enrollment email as well. And then again, if you want to, any other specific information, if you want to look through the curriculum a little bit more, you can also visit our health and wellness management website. You can search it pretty easily by searching UC online. And then we have all of our programs listed out and you can search for health and wellness there. We have a curriculum page, a career page. You can look at the tuition a little bit more in depth. And even on our tuition page, we have a tuition calculator. So you can, look at how many classes. If you're wanting to take 3 classes, our calculator will tell you how much it'll cost for 3 classes each semester and then what the program total is. So I recommend kind of exploring through that website a little bit for some more information. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. We really appreciate you guys taking out some time and learning about our online masters in health and wellness management.